Now, with a reality TV star in the White House, it was always going to be an American presidency made for TV. With the first quarter of 2017 now behind us, we're finally able to measure Donald Trump's impact on the television news business. Well, our senior producer, Andre-Pierre du Plessis, joins us now for a look at what has been a record-breaking quarter. AP.
That's right, Paul. TV bosses warned that 2017 would be all downhill ratings-wise, but coverage of all things Trump has thrown a wrench into that equation. Research company Nielsen says news consumption among adult Americans rose 18% last year from 2015. That equates to 11.3 billion more minutes a week spent watching TV news. In the first 3 months of this year, that growth continued, with a conservative channel Fox News recording its highest ratings ever, beating the very lucrative and popular ESPN, the Kids Network, Nickelodeon, and my favorite, HGTV. It's an important milestone for Rupert Murdoch, who started Fox News back in the 90s, which now accounts for a significant share, 25% of its parent company, 21st Century Fox. It's and the network's most watched show on that channel is hosted by this man, Bill O'Reilly.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.
He doesn't have a right to be in this country.
What? But that has nothing to do with the fact that he was that drunk.
He should have been
deported.
When you say something that's ridiculous, I'm going to interrupt you.
Allow me to finish my point.
Pakistan. Stay in Pakistan.
Explosive stuff. And Donald Trump has a lot to do with this. He not only appears on the channel quite frequently, but he also tells people on Twitter, go and watch Fox News tonight. This is just one of many of his tweets actually promoting the channel. So why are the amount of viewers important to media companies, not just Fox News? Well, American news channels have three things to worry about. Firstly, programming costs. That's how much it costs to make TV. Secondly, subscriber revenue, the amount made from people paying to watch it. And lastly, most importantly, ad revenue. That's the money made from advertising based on the size of their viewership. Joining me now to talk more about this from Cannes in France is Natan Edelsburg. He's the executive editor of The Drums Found Remote. Natan, thank you so much for joining us in the beautiful south of France. So you are at the international television program market, one of the places where TV bosses always talk about ratings. Tell me, this year, is this still such a big thing? Is ratings still the report card that TV bosses go to every morning?
Ratings is still the report card. I think it's very apparent that the Donald Trump presidency is making a big impact on that. As you walk the Croisette here at MIP TV, which is a big marketplace for television, there's even a major Trump advertisement that kind of yells in your face to show how much he affects the television market.
But if you consider how technology has overtaken the TV space, we now have people watching live TV on Facebook, on Twitter. Is that eating into that advertising pie?
I think it's definitely eating into it slowly but surely, and I think over the next 5 years we'll see a much more dramatic effect. But I think at the end of the day, TV ratings still controls billions of dollars, and I think the fact that Donald Trump and others are able to use Twitter and other platforms to control that is way more apparent than it's ever been. So I think that it's slowly but surely happening, but TV ratings is still the king.
Right, so we've seen Q1 as being a very profitable time for news channels in America specifically. But if you take a step back, if you look at the last 10 years, for example, the general trend is that fewer people are watching TV, right? So why is TV still such a lucrative advertising market?
I think it's because of the simplicity of it. No matter what other options there are now, the easiest thing to do is still to turn on your TV. Plus, the younger generations don't yet have as much money as the older generations do. So you're still seeing the most spending generations using television, and having someone who's in the most powerful position in the world constantly live tweeting cable news is making that more apparent than ever. So I think television is going to change a lot. We're seeing lots of skinny bundles in the US and lots of other digital options across social media. But right now, I think that people are watching more TV than ever before because there's a lot more on the line. There's a lot more to be worried about. And never before have people wanted to pay attention this much to politics which regardless of your political opinions is a very good thing.
And just very briefly, what is the most exciting thing that you've seen at the conference of TV bosses where you are right now?
Sure. I think the big conference here, which is a lot of TV bosses, virtual reality is really tremendously taking over. I moderated a panel today with LiveLike, AltSpace, and VTime to talk about social VR. So I think the big thing here is that the platforms we're using today, linear and digital, are going to one day be ancient. And the idea that we can enter this new kind of world with virtual reality is going to change the way that we're sociable with people.
Thank you so much, Natan.
A new type of opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Natan Edelsburg, Executive Editor of Trump's Found Remote. Back to you, Paul.
AP, super much.